So we know people could have multiple illnesses going on at the same time. And it's like you said, there's a whack-a-mole process where you start to fix one and then another one pops up and then you get that under control and then maybe another one pops up. So give us a little bit of good news here though, Evan. Like I know that these things are, you can work through this with some natural healthy lifestyle choices, some changes to your diet, right? Like if you think you have this and you're like, oh man, or you think the person that you're dating, might be dealing with some of this, or you can think back into your past and you can definitely identify, people that you've cared about having some of these issues. What's step one to like go after addressing some of these issues?
Yeah. So I'll tell you a couple of things. So the first thing is, we've got a 4-step process that we take people through, where the first step is to assess which causes they actually have of those 33 different causes.
Yeah.
Then the second step is to replace the deficiencies, because these causes can be broken up into deficiencies and toxicities, and the infections are in the toxicity section. But we want to make the body as strong as possible. So we replace the deficiencies, then we open up the detoxification pathways, which are like the exits for the body for the toxicities. And so we want to make sure that there's ways for these toxicities to get out of the body. And then we remove the heavy metals, the chemicals, the molds, the infections, the allergies, the negative emotional patterns, electromagnetic frequencies, et cetera, et cetera. So all these toxicities that we have to get out of the body. Now, when you go through this process and you've got a partner, you just have them take the drops that you're taking. And sometimes they don't have to do the ramp up or anything like that, but just to decrease the amount that they're exposing you to, because it doesn't work if we're just treating one partner and then the partner goes and kisses the other partner, right? Then they're just being exposed again. And so we have to decrease the volume of what is present in both individuals. And so that's one of the things that we find to be really helpful. The other thing is that this stuff is all really treatable. You just have to, we use herbs that are really powerful. And the reason why we like to do that is because we like to shift things and we like to make sure that people are having success. But you have to address all these other things as well, right? We said that it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So you have to make sure heavy metals, chemicals, and molds are also being addressed so that you can be more successful. A quick story about what we're going to call this person Jenny, and she had an awful time sleeping when she came to see us. She had panic attacks and she had spontaneous sweating. And so she had babesia. And we put her on some of these tinctures that we use, and we just started ramping up on the drops really, really gently. And while we had gone through the 4-step process, and so step 3 had enough of we opened up those detoxification pathways to deal with what's called die off. So as the bugs die, they release toxins into the body. The immune system sees it and reacts to it. And so if you can deal with that process, then you can really accelerate the treatment that you're doing. And so what she found was she went from having hot flashes every single day and this awful sleep to, every time we increased the drop every week, there was a significant, like a 10% decrease in her symptoms, where after a couple of months, the hot flashes or the spontaneous sweating was happening like once every couple of weeks. The sleep was like 90% better. The panic attacks were all but gone. It's really amazing what ends up happening when you actually are able to understand who's present, which infection is present, and then how to go after that in a safe way and making sure that the person is well supported through that process.